Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Kol Yisrael Araivin Lazeh, Part 2. In the first year we discussed that the idea of Arivut, every Jew is responsible for each other. Certainly is the Ashkaf idea that we should feel a connection to every other Jew, but halachically it also has many ramifications. And the idea is that another Jew has a chiyuv to perform a mitzvah, then I have a chiyuv as well. If he has a chiyuv to put on tefillin, then I have a chiyuv to assist him. And if he needs to hear the bracha he cannot say it on his own, I say it for him. So to with lulav, shofar, any mitzvah that he has, I'm an array for him. And I have an obligation as well, I could say a bracha. As opposed to Birchat Hanehenin, it's not really a chiyuv. He doesn't have to eat, doesn't have to make a bracha. He could choose just not to eat. So it's not a true chiyuv. Therefore I can't say bracha for eitz, I can't say mizonot for him. Unless I am also eating, then in certain conditions, I could say the bracha for myself, and he can be Yotzi through Shemei Akona by hearing and answering. But there's no Arivut in those kind of cases. The Gemara R discusses a middle case. What if there are Birchat Hanehenin that are part of a mitzvah? Hamotzee, Lachem and Aretz on Pesach night, Barbir Gafen, for Kiddush. The other mitzvah on the Pesach night, Barbir Haadama for Karpas. So what do we say in those cases? The Gemara has a question whether that should be covered or not. On the one hand, conceptually, it's not really part of the mitzvah. The mitzvah of Matzah consists halachically, the sugya of achilas Matzah is Hamotzee lachamin, is achilas Matzah and eating the Matzah. Hamotzee lachamin is a separate sugya. It doesn't stem from Hilchas Matzah. It stems from Hilchas Birchat Hanehenin. So the conceptual part of the mitzvah of Matzah doesn't really involve the Birchat Hanehenin. The practical part of the mitzvah of Matzah does include nenin. In other words, I have to eat Matzah. And in order to eat Matzah, I need to say Hamotzee lachem min haaretz. So practically speaking, I have to go ahead and say Hamotzee. So therefore, maybe someone else can mean Arav and say the bracha for me. So that's a chakir in the Gemara. When we say Kol Yisrael Araivin Lazeh by mitzvah, do we just mean the conceptual part of the mitzvah or the practical part of the mitzvah? The Gemara paskins that it's the practical part of the mitzvah as well, which means whatever is necessary for one to fulfill the mitzvah, another Jew is an arev to that mitzvah. So therefore, I could say the bracha of Karpas for another Jew, or Haadama if he needs it. I could say alachilas Matzah, of course, and I could say Hamotzee lachem min haaretz for Pesach night. I could say Bar Priya Gafen on the Abrakosos and Kiddush as well throughout the year. The only Kiddush is, which we'll discuss in the future, is Hamotzee on the 3 meals on Shabbat. One would think that that is a Birchas Hanehenin, which is part of a mitzvah, and if I could say Hamotzee for another person, even if I'm not saying it now, because Kol Yisrael Araivin, I could do that through all 3 meals on Shabbat. There the poskim say that it's not an inherent chiyuv, the 3 meals, not a chiyuv per se on the meals, because let's say I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat, and that's not enjoyable for me. So there I wouldn't have to eat the 3 meals, as opposed to matzah. It's an inherent chiyuv to eat the matzah. It doesn't matter whether I want to eat the matzah, it's tasty or not. So just to summarize, we paskin that arivus is anytime someone has another chiyuv. The chiyuv can come from the mitzvah, which is the conceptual part of the mitzvah, the practical part of the mitzvah, and therefore I can go ahead and make a bracha for another Jew who has a chiyuv. Whether it's lachatchila for me to say the bracha for him or he should do it on his own, Yetz Hashem will discuss in the future. Shalom.